There are those that just want to be left alone, and those that just won't leave them alone. Which one are you? The Ernest Hancock Show.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock from Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, from the beautiful studios of Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Now, I promised you I'll go ahead and finish this video, the rant that I did, but you can go on the second hour in the video archive today. They'll be up in about an hour or so. And I put that up there. Give credit to the gentleman that did it. I don't have it in front of me, but you go up there and you can watch the whole thing. He did a good job with the video and adding some stuff to it. So let me go ahead and play this, and we'll see if we can finish it up. And I tell you this, I guarantee on average you are worth at least half what you were a few years ago. Half. It all went away, didn't it? Didn't it? Didn't it? And if it didn't go away, you didn't have anything anyway, doesn't matter, because everything's going to cost twice as much anyway. Hello? Hello? Who's been telling you this? Well, Dr. Paul gave you a heads up, and now this next generation is preparing for it. They are preparing for it. They are organizing for it, even if just on an individual, no centralized way. And there's going to be movies, there's going to be YouTubes, and there's going to be websites, and there's going to be radio shows and podcasts, and an entire culture that is going to develop around we are not playing your game anymore. How are you going to benefit? You can. You know, there's plenty of mature people in fact, it is generally the older people leading this that knew this 30, 40 years ago. I give you 74-year-old Dr. Ron Paul, Lou Rockwell. You know, I mean, all these guys, the older generation, Butler Schaefer. You know, I mean, these guys have been screaming this stuff for a generation, since the 60s, saying, hello, man, do you guys get it? Austrian economic freedom, 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 freedom always wins. In the end, it just gets really messy first. No, it's called fusion centers. It's called Homeland Security. It's called TSA. It's called all kinds of, here we come.
Right, right.
Right now, here, headline, we've been screaming this. Here in Arizona, we're going, recovery my ass, okay? Green shoots my butt. Let me tell you the green shoots are the weeds and the cracks in the driveway of vacant homes. That's where your green shoots are. Here, home prices in Metro Phoenix are falling again. And new data about upcoming sales suggest that they are likely to keep falling over the next few months, bringing concerns of the housing market double dip closer to reality. Next few months, my butt. It's years. We've been screaming this. It's math. And they will lie to you until what? The rest of your money is gone? We opened the store.
Weird stuff.
We opened the store morning prices, and we got closed at lunch to reprice for the afternoon. And that's
you can't reprice. In Chile, actually, they had a thing where they repriced midday in a grocery store. They did a announcement on the PA. They said effective immediately, all prices have gone up 30%. And there was a riot in the store. People, pulled down the shelves and knocked over the carts. And,
people don't think this stuff happens. It always happens. Every single time it happens. It's how long you can go before it happens. And we've been holding this off for long, and it's manifest in the debt, the monetizing of the debt by the Fed. The Treasury, and they're doing it again. They're doing it again. Bernanke's, backed up his helicopter. He's loading up the pallets, getting ready to dump. Yay! They have to keep changing all my surveillance guys from, Lord knows what agency on my email and my wiretap, my phone, all that kind of stuff. They have to change them every 2 weeks anyway. Because what's interesting is this one thing that you can't touch the third rail is rail, right? Well, now it's the Federal Reserve, and they're kind of, I'm not even sure that they understand if they started to resist, this banking thing, if they really started going after it, it'd probably backfire, and it already has. So, Pasha Roberts, he's a director of the movie SilverCircleMovie.com. I wanted to share with you guys this because I know what's coming. You always say, how'd you know, Ernie? How'd you not know? Okay, well, now you know. You watch this, you keep track of this movie and how it's going to infect the younger generation, the younger people you've been screaming about. Where are they? When are they going to understand? Well, you know what? They understand more than you do. They understand you need them to fund all your entitlement stuff. And what happens when they just stop working? They just stop. And they take care of themselves and go outside the system. Then what? Well, you better start thinking about it because they have. Thanks for coming on, Pasha. SilverCircleMovie.com. Now, what happened was, in the first 3 segments of that, of course, Pasha got to talk. But, I wanted to give, and he was trying to cut in there at the end, I'm just, ranting. Because I wanted to give him a good commercial. I wanted to really push it because the audience that this was done for was a previous network I was at where the average age was easily over 60. It was a much more conservative audience, and I really just wanted to give them what for, because I'm saying, look, man, don't think I don't know that your retirement is worth half what it was, and things are going to be double what it is, and what do you think was going to happen? Who are you counting on to be able to sustain your breathing in and out? These youth, what are you doing? Who are you? So this was a conversation that I had with my in-laws, and they're already there. They've come around full circle, and they got to see their great grandchildren for the first time. One of my sons has 2 children, little Kaylee and little Corsair. His name's Corsair, and got another Corsair. Now, what happened was they have a little girl, a little boy. When we started doing It's Not My Debt billboards. If you go in itsnotmydebt.com, and you'll see the campaign that we were working on last year. What we did is we put billboards up all around the valley right after they did the tarp, and freedomsphoenix.com at the bottom. But it's a baby, a few little babies that have barcodes on their butt as they're being scanned across a grocery scanner, and they're saying it's not my debt. Then you have one picture of a fetus in the womb, saying, hey, it's not my debt. You're indebting the children of the next generation even before they're born. So you look at them and you look at great-grandparents and you say, all of this that the checks that you're getting, how do you think they're paying? That money's gone. They spent it. They're putting in an additional debt on them with all this bailout stuff. How do you morally justify that? How do you go to them and you say, hey, got it on you? Better get in the fields, boy. Start plowing. And, how do you morally you can't. You can't. And you shouldn't. This is you explain it to them that way, and they sit there and they look at this beautiful young child. I'm a grandfather now. Grandpa Ernie, man, woo. Grandpa. You keep going, kid. Say grandpa. You can say grandma pretty good. Say, hey, grandpa. Well, I got a couple out of her. So the thing, she's about a year and a half almost now. And what happens is that, you look at them and you go, she's a resource. They just did a piece on we were watching last night. They had it on one of the cable channels or something. We just happened to have the TV on. We're looking for something. Boom, we watched it. And it was all about college debt. Tuition, $1 trillion. That they just can't pay it. Nope, everybody, it's just like the housing bubble. Everybody gets a loan. Everybody goes to college because you're going to have a job. It's a requirement. Well, you don't have a college education. Yeah, now you have no job and a bunch of debt. This is so coming down. Are you ready?